So hi everybody, Craig Hanson here and welcome to my video. We're checking out Louis Oosthuizen. What a golf player this guy is, and yeah, really interesting swing. Obviously it's well known for being a great looking swing and rhythmical swing, but when we get in there we're going to find some early extension. Looks like it's coming down steep and behind him, but some of the components that he uses to match it up and make it work, really fantastic. 2010 British Open champion. He holds the distinction of finishing runner-up in all 4 major championships. He's a great putter, great wedge player, actually a great iron player out of the rough, one of the best in the world, which is a very interesting statistic. And as I said, yeah, well known for his rhythm, great match play player, as we know, and yeah, a lot of great things going on. And later on in the video, we're going to check out some other players and have a look at some of these unique moves. This is going to be really good for some of the club golfers out there, and for people that don't have a lot of lag and things like that. This guy's hitting at 309 yards off the tee, so it's yeah, he's got plenty of speed and doing very well. So guys, yeah, don't forget to subscribe, hit the button, hit the bell, and if you like the video, and that helps me out. And alright, let's get stuck into it. So looking at, we'll get into the video firstly from this side here. Now there's a couple of things that he does really well, and obviously one is that he gets the swing to collect so beautifully at the top. And the reason that he does this is, and the reason that he can't fire his hips extremely early, is that because when he comes down, the club is quite a long way behind him. Now, the right arm here and the club is quite steep. Now if I'm going to get here another player out, and we'll have a look at, say, Tommy Fleetwood, all right, and we'll get it up from the top of the swing here, we'll see how early that club gets on plane. Alright, so it's way over here, pointing outside the ball. Now, Oosthuizen's pointing in here. Now, that elbow is stuck a little bit behind him, but it's going to work from that position. This is just his pattern. It's just his loading pattern. Now, he's a great hitter, right? So, but if he turned, if you get the left arm down to parallel here, if he turned as much, yeah, you can see Tommy starting to see he's behind a little bit here, and the hips are really opening up. If he turned that much, his rib cage would get him stuck. All right, so if you, a lot of coaches would see that swing and say, oh, it's too far behind you, there's early extension, and you know, if it was a junior, you'd probably never hear of him ever again. But because you can see how much of that, when that left arm is parallel to the ground here, see how much you can see of that left leg. Ballesteros did this with his iron shots as well. He's in a very similar position. So when you are on a plane like this coming down, you've just got to wait for it a little bit. You know, you've got to get your swing to collect at the top and not fire. So you're not going to be as open as some of the other players. It will then flatten, and you'll get it coming down into the exact same positions where that club head, if you've seen other videos of mine, you'll see that club head, you know, pointing up inside, just inside 12 o'clock, right? Now from there, you can, obviously one of the things that he does so well with his iron shots, which is interesting, is that he sort of holds it off a little bit like Jordan Spieth. Now I'll show you that from the front view later on, but compared to the drivers and things like that, he really doesn't rotate this face very much at all. But there's a lot of early extension there. Now there's so much said at the moment about early extension and the hips thrusting that almost like if you've got it in there, you can't play any good. Well, let's have a look at these two guys here. All right, here's two fantastic hitters, right? So there's two players, you know, there's plenty of early extension, plenty of hip thrusting here going on. And, you know, when we're looking at other players around the world, you know, the, you know, great players, Mcllroy here, you know, you see it, especially when we're moving into longer clubs, but you see it a lot. So you'll see here, I'll just get back onto that. I'll take it from here because there's a touch of camera movement, but from here there isn't. I mean, just see this. You know, sometimes I think we're going crazy with, you know, this early extension story, but you know, just to let you know that it is possible to, you know, shoot on a par if your hips move slightly towards the target, guys. So let's not go crazy with that one. But yeah, very unique in the way that, you know, when we're looking at the club being behind you, make sure that you get your hands on the right information. Now, a lot of the time we're told that we have to turn the hips, and if you're coming down with that type of pattern, because there's different patterns, it's all about matching up your own swing to the right components and matching it up and playing your best golf. Now, if we just get round to the front view here, I'll just show you this interesting release pattern that differs, and this is something for you guys out there. When you're seeing him With a 3-wood here, you'll see a, aiming down the right, probably hitting a bit of a draw. You can see a massive release here. But with his mid to high irons, what I love to see is it's almost a bit like Jordan Spieth. He's holding that off a little bit. See that arm is almost like a bit of a chicken wing. And obviously, when we're not rotating the fingers and the hands as much, we're going to get that look. But it's an interesting one when you're hitting your iron shots, not to the high 7s and the 8s and the 9s and the wedges, and we know this guy's one of the best wedge players in the world, not to get too much forearm rotation. Now he lifts up his heel, as we can see here. That's slowing his hips down, that's keeping him in the shot here. We'll see that subconsciously by a lot of great players that lift up that heel. And so certain moves and certain things in the swing we don't want to take out that could be saving us. Now I'll just pop in a couple of lines here. I find this extremely interesting. Now this is a lot of the stuff here we have on World Class Golf Instruction, worldclassgolf.com, where the community is growing and people are loving it. Now I'll just get I'm just going to get McIlroy out here. I'll just pop up a line here. Now I won't get into everything. I might do another swing on Oosthuizen. I think it's fantastic. There's so much stuff in here. But what we'll see is I'll pop a line here. We're going to see a couple of unique things here. All right, and we're going to see a bit of load here, which is great. I love this move. Loading onto the right side. So there's almost a slight lateral shift. We know that good players do that. We can almost see that the head is moving in this direction at the same time. Okay, so he's got the weight on the right. It's almost like this foot's moving out onto the weight's moving onto the side of the foot, what we see a lot of players actually do. And now the head's moving that direction. Now I'll just get rid of those lines here. Now on some of my videos, what we need to look at, there's nothing turning early. This is what gives it such a unique look to it. It gets it all to collect before anything happens. And that's where swings, they start to look fantastic. And when we start transitioning early, or the pivot starts to get funny, we can see the numbers here from the top, really into the high 80s, 87. That leg's going to be about the same, 86. It's uncanny how players match up these numbers here. And we'll see the head and the leg move both forwards towards the target. Now this is a huge lateral shift. Like, it's massive. So the reason it's massive is he's going to compress this. Now he compresses it without a whole bunch of lag. Really, there's not a lot in there. Now to get that compression, you've got to get your swing geometry right. Now that's not a lot of lag. So a lot of the club golfers around the world, if you're filming your swings, you really should be filming it. You've got your high-speed phone, your high-speed camera in your pocket there, and jump on World Class Golf Instruction. We'll show you how to do that. Now you can see there's not a whole bunch of lag. Now what does that mean? If you see McIlroy here, like a lot of the pros, you'd see them come down, and when that left hand gets underneath the chin, you would see this type of pattern. And when you see that type of pattern, you're not going to have as much lateral. See how Rory's only got a little bit of the left leg through the wall. And we'll see that Louis has got 3/4 of the left leg, but you can see that he's going to compress it. And he's still going to get a compression line here when the left hand hits the wall. Now, for a lot of people out there, we've got about 60 million golfers in the world, 40 million without much lag. You've got to make sure you're getting yourselves across and getting that compression, that lateral movement. You've got to get the right matchups, the right components for your own motion. It's essential to play your best golf. Guys, I can't stress it enough. Jump on World Class Golf Instruction. You'll find so much information there. You can ask me questions and write to us all and join the community and get you guys on the right path to playing your best golf.